Hello and welcome to Complete Swahili, our first ever commissioned course. If you would like to read more about course commissioning, you can do so on the website languagetransfer.org under the support tab. It's a great way to fast track your choice of language whilst also allowing the voted courses to be created more quickly. In this course, we're going to do something very natural to learn Swahili. We're going to learn in the same way that you've been built to learn in your everyday life, through thinking. Get ready to be amazed at the power of your own mind when you simply give yourself time to think things through and remove the pressures associated with more traditional or industrialized education practices like active memorization and mindless repetition. This means you may also have to change some of your own learned habits to get the best out of this course, and you will be given instructions during the course time on how to do this. But for now, I can explain the general idea about how this will work. In this course, we're going to have a chat. I will be talking to a volunteer student and to you. In this chat, I will explain some things about how Swahili works, and then I will ask my volunteer student and you to build sentences out loud based on what I have explained. In this moment, you must pause the audio and think your answer through. The magic happens with your thoughts, with the thoughts you have in order to build that sentence. The sentence itself, the sentences that we create aren't that important. We don't want to try to memorize them. Just by building them, we are installing the language in our minds. So take your time, don't push yourself, not even to go that little bit faster than what you're comfortable with. Take your time to think things through steadily at a comfortable speed. Think slowly to learn quickly. Don't try to actively memorize or hold on to anything. Of course, you need to remember what we learn, but not through active memorization. Active memorization is the most inefficient way of remembering. Just relax, listen, and make sure you understand the explanations that I'm giving. If you get something wrong, that's fine. As long as you can work out why it's wrong, you're good to continue. Through the course, you will gain a knowledge which you cannot forget. Even though bits of it will occasionally become blurry, that's natural. The structure we build remains, and every time we think something through, we make that structure stronger. Also, we'll constantly recap what we've seen as we go along. We'll pull things back up to relate them to something else we've seen, so don't worry about holding on to anything. You will be constantly reminded of what you've learned. All you need to do is think about the task at hand, not about anything else we've seen, and not about the shopping list or what you need to do later. 100% concentrated just on the task at hand. Don't worry about forgetting words here and there. Many tips are built in throughout the course on how to find what you think you have forgotten. Take these paths in your own mind at your own pace, never rushing yourself, and always giving yourself the time you need to think things through. Focus on your thinking process, and you'll see that the content will be picked up along the way. I will have to repeat this many times with the volunteer students, so you'll get plenty of reminders of this advice. Another important thing I need to tell you is not to write anything. Many of you will be sitting with a pen and paper now. Please put it away. I know it's tempting to write things down, and I know it may be difficult to understand how that might negatively impact on the overall learning process. You will find it very unhelpful if you write during the course time because it will make it easier to produce your answers, but you won't come away with Swahili in your mind as when you simply and exclusively rely on your own thoughts to arrive at the correct sentences. We want to do this mental work necessary to carry Swahili around with us in our minds, not on a piece of paper. A piece of paper acts something like an external brain cell, and we don't want any of those with language learning. So please, no writing during this course time. Do as much as you feel excited about doing, then take a break. Don't force yourself, don't push yourself. The tired mind makes careless mistakes and shortcuts. If you feel yourself drifting away, that's okay, take a break and come back later. You will see your concentration span increasing as you continue on the course, and even if you just manage an audio a day, it's much more productive than cramming hours in over the weekend. You can also begin enjoying your new language right from now, listening to music in Swahili, watching movies, getting your ear used to the sound of the language, and listening out for anything you may recognize. The most important thing I can tell you is not to just listen and follow the audios. If you do that, you will feel like you're learning because you will be understanding what's going on. But you will not be having your own learning experience. You will only be witnessing somebody else's learning experience. So it's extremely important that you pause and take your time to think your answer through, say it out loud, and then resume the audio. In this way, you are sure to be having your own learning experience. I can't stress that enough. The course presumes no previous knowledge of Swahili, so it's perfect for beginners and will surely be very useful as well to more advanced students of Swahili that want different ways of looking at and understanding the language. So thank you for joining us. If you love what you find here, please consider supporting and voting for the next language courses to follow. You can find out about how to donate into the voting campaign again under the support tab on the languagetransfer.org website, or you can volunteer online to help us create more material faster. And as mentioned at the beginning of the audio, there also exists the option to commission a course. Anybody can commission a course, putting their choice of language right to the top of the list and also giving Language Transfer the funds to create the voted for languages much quicker. Thank you to everybody that's joined the campaign and volunteered so far. It's wonderful and extremely motivating to feel accompanied by this community of learners and that the project can and does function in this very extraordinary and unusual way. If you want to read more about what is language transfer and how it works, you can do so also at the webpage under the About tab. There's always so much more to do, many new ideas to be realized. So again, please, if you can, join the voting campaign, donate, volunteer, and spread the word. Thanks for joining us, and let's begin Swahili.